called the Simplified Closet. And when I started to think about things that I wanted to talk about, and I tried to think about things that maybe I needed some help with, and things that I needed to do, but things that other people could benefit from also. So I came up with this idea when I heard Alicia McGee talking about cleaning out her house and getting ready to move and stuff. I just thought, man, I need to do that. I need to clean things out, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying in this house. So I just thought, if we just do one thing, we just simplify our lives in one way, then we can find some freedom. And so I decided that I was going to simplify my closet, and I wanted to share my ideas about that with you. So let me ask you a couple of questions. Does your closet look like this?
Yes.
Or is it super organized? I'm sure maybe Victoria has a hyper-organized closet. I unfortunately do not buy a closet. This is my closet. So, what about, do you guys know somebody who has way too many pairs of shoes?
Is that such a thing?
Well, I'm going to throw my husband under the bus and say I went into our closet and I counted that he had about 13 pairs of tennis shoes. And I asked him, why in the world do you have so many pairs of tennis shoes? And he said, well, I might need to mow the lawn. And I thought, how are you going to mow the lawn with 13 pairs of tennis shoes? Don't you really only need one extra pair of tennis shoes? You have the nice tennis shoes and the kind of grubby tennis shoes. Don't you really only need one extra pair of tennis shoes to mow the lawn? So what about your kids? I know my kids are just coming home from school right now. They have a lot of stuff. Ed brought home a huge backpack full of unused notebooks. I mean, there were even packages of unopened dry erase markers, pencils, crayons, art projects, everything I can imagine. They're all up in his room, all over the floor. Of course, not nicely organized, not put away for next year because, that would be the wise thing to do. No, they're just everywhere, all over the house or all over his room. So what about Sunday morning? I don't know if you guys are like me on Sunday morning. I go to my closet and I say this. I have nothing to wear. I might have, 10 dresses, 5 skirts, 20 blouses, but on Sunday morning, I promise you, it feels like I have absolutely nothing to wear. I have nothing. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm a little afraid and scared. Of course, I want to be on time to church, but if I have nothing in my closet to wear, how am I going to actually be on time to church? So one last question for you. If your closet is empty, if you don't have stuff, does your life feel empty? Because I know sometimes, maybe it's not even your closet. Maybe it's your garage. Maybe it's your craft supplies. Maybe it's... But if you don't have stuff, does your life feel empty? Well, going back to the idea of the closet, wardrobe made up of a few essential pieces can really help us to save time, to have time for things that we want to do. Oops, sorry, have more time. So have more time for things like our family. Who doesn't want more time to spend with their family? For our friends. Who doesn't want to go with me to get a pedicure? I'm sure all of you cute girls and the missionaries would like to get a pedicure. And also for fun. Who doesn't want to have fun? Like, our lives are full of work and things that we have to do and things that need to be done. But, having to go into our closet every day and be tortured over what in the world am I going to wear, it sure takes the fun out of life. We have enough things to deal with, enough things to do, so of course we want more fun. So I know what you're thinking, but I need the stuff I have in my closet. And I wouldn't want you guys to walk around naked, that's for sure. I wouldn't want that. I know we feel like we need all the stuff that we have. Like for some reason that, I guess we might call it pathological need for stuff, just exists within us as humans. Some people naturally, they're willing to get rid of stuff, and it's not that they don't have connection to things, but they've realized that things aren't important. But I think so many of us are still really hung up on stuff and on things. So let me ask you these questions. How do you decide what you're going to keep in your closet or in your life? So there's 3 questions that I decided that I would need to ask myself about what I'm going to keep. And the first one is, do I wear it? So if you don't wear it, don't keep it. Second one, does it fit? If it doesn't fit, don't keep it. And the last one is, and this is the most important idea, is does it make you happy? Because it might fit and you might wear it, but if it doesn't make you happy, don't hang on to it. Because isn't that the point? Isn't that, if we're happy in something that we are wearing, aren't we more confident? Aren't we more willing to connect with other people and go out there in the world? I know you missionaries, you kind of have a uniform right now. But someday, you're going to have a closet full of t-shirts and you're going to say, does this superhero t-shirt make me happy? Oh, that's true. That's true, your ties. So you ask yourself in the morning, does this tie make me happy? Do I feel like I'm able to communicate with people wearing this tie? Because if it doesn't make you happy, you should get rid of it. So here's an idea. This was a question that I asked myself. How do I minimize my stuff, but still stay stylish? So I decided today to wear my favorite scarf because I thought this is a good way. Accessories are a good way to minimize our stuff and yet still stay stylish. So another idea that I had is to borrow or swap. Now some of you have daughters, Victoria, that are your age that you can swap or borrow. Some of you have not your age, but you can swap and borrow. That's what in your house. But you can swap and borrow from. So some of you have sisters that you can swap. Sometimes I've heard it in the Lord, like, oh, I have this fancy dress ball thing that I have to go to. Does anybody have a dress? So I think it is a good idea, rather than going out and spending a lot of money on a fancy dress or, on things that you don't necessarily need. You can ask your friend, or you can borrow from your daughter. So before you go and spend money, look around and see if there's somebody that you can swap with or that you can borrow from. The second thing that you can do is recycle. And I'm not just talking about giving things to Goodwill. I'm talking about in your own closet, if you have maybe a piece that you've liked, but you don't like so much anymore, but you could remake it. Or you could, you like the fabric, so maybe you make a compendium with it. Or like Gloria over there, she's telling me she cut off her jeans because she wanted a pair of shorts. How smart of you to recycle. So recycling is a good way that we can make the most out of what we already have and minimize having to buy more. Another thing that I recently tried, actually it was a couple of years ago, I rented some clothes. And I think that this is an excellent idea for somebody who's working, or even for somebody who wants to try out some styles maybe that they wouldn't be comfortable with buying, that they want to try out a few new things. There's companies online now that you can actually rent clothes from, and they'll send you 2 or 3 items in the mail, and you try them for a few days and you just send them back. It's like the library. And you pay a subscription price every month, like $30 or something every month, to be able to get pick out outfits or dresses or blouses from them, and then just, try them out, wear them, and then send them back. So that's one way to minimize what you have hanging in your own closet, but still try some cool, stylish new pieces. The last idea I have is to swap. And this I personally actually did when my sisters came last month. I told my sister, go in my closet, and anything that you see that you like, take home with you. Because I think a lot of times, I know for me, I had tons of stuff in there that I just wasn't wearing anymore. And I know my sister, things are a little bit tight for her money-wise, and I just thought, why not give it to somebody that I know who can use it? She tried all this stuff on, it looked really cute on her. I said, great, take it home. So we can swap. My plan is, when I go to visit her, I'm going to go visit her closet too and say, what don't you like in here? Are the things that I can swap with you? So that's another way that you can, and you guys can swap ties. Go in the closet and be like, I'm wearing this tie today. So I know this might sound like a lot of work. And you're right, having to buy those essential pieces, it takes time to build up your wardrobe and stuff. It takes time to clean out your closet, to weed out what you wear and what you don't wear, what fits and what doesn't fit. It does take time, but you get back so much time in your everyday life when you do these things. There are also other benefits from doing this. Less stress. So on that Sunday morning when you go into your closet with your 10 dresses and 5 skirts and 20 blouses, they're all things that you love. They're all things that make you happy and that you want to wear. And you have great accessories and things to go with them. Another thing, it gives you freedom. You're not tied down to your stuff. You might love the things that you have, but if you give them to your sister, if you loan them out to somebody who needs a fancy dress, if you're not so attached to those things that you're so worried about them. And it gives you freedom and peace of mind. And last, you have more money because you're not out there every weekend in the mall looking for the latest, greatest, most trendy thing that probably isn't going to be worn but a few times anyways. So here's a few pitfalls to avoid. First, I've forgotten where I'm going. One second. Don't buy something just because it's a bargain. I know a lot of times you see like that $3 shirt at Target, missionaries, or $3 tie at Goodwill, and think, this is an awesome tie, and then it just hangs in the closet and you never wear it. Second, don't buy things that are super trendy just because they're stylish, because a lot of times they're poorly made. And last but not least, and I said this before, don't hold on to things that don't fit. If it doesn't fit, give it to somebody else. Give it to Goodwill. Swap it with somebody, all of those ideas, recycle it. So remember, in the end, less is more. Less stuff means less laundry, less stress, more freedom, more time to spend with our families and the people that we love, more money to do the things that we want to do. Thanks very much. Appreciate your Okay, just fill out your little sheet if you're